My man, what's good, Joe? All right, let me see if I can get bro back in here.
Joe, what you think about Jake Paul, man? This whole Jake Paul Logan Paul situation, bro. How you feel? I know you think he ain't a real boxer and all that, but he trying to bring bread to people's pockets. So what's going on, bro? I made sure I put my router right next to my phone, so we should be good. I got all bars up.
That yeah. How about my side? You good? You can hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You coming in better. Like you're not as choppy as you was before.
Okay.
Oh, perfect,
Bet,
perfect.
bet, bet, bet.
All right. So matter of fact, let me ask you this because you brought up that 147 weight class. So, and we already know, dog, in between that 147 and 135, dog, you got talent all over the place. Like 147, you got Errol Spence, you got Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? You got, if you want to throw Keith Thurman in there, you can. You got Jerome Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? You got Virgil Ortiz. You got them two young dogs waiting in the wings. So, like, what do you think about this whole Errol Spence and Bud Crawford situation?
It needs to happen. That's what I think of it. I think, I think again, I don't know if it's Bob Dylan or the fact that they're in two different networks. I don't know what it is, but it needs to happen. Like it truly needs to happen. Like this is past overdue. I understand that whole situation where Earl Spence, him being into the comments and kind of put a little halt in it. But this been going on for years.
Yeah.
For years. And I think honestly, like I've been rooting for Earl Spence. I think he's gonna take out Terrence Crawford.
You think Errol Spence beats
I
Terrence
think
Crawford?
Terrence Crawford, yes.
Woo!
And I think I think Terrence Crawford is fast. Um, But I think Earl Spence's power is just too much for
Mhm.
him. So if he lands, it's a wrap. I think Earl Spence, his strategy is to put body to body, get him tired by just taking it to the inside.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe throw a couple jabs because I believe the reaches is kind of the same. I don't know precisely what their reach is, but pretty the same. Like power wise, I just think Earl Spence is too long. It just needs to happen. It really truly needs to happen. Um, no disrespect to Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford is truly one of the best I've seen personally in a very long time. But just Earl Spence, I don't know. I'm such a fan of his, so I'm coming from a biased standpoint. I just think Earl's gonna take it.
Yeah. My thing is, and I agree with you. I think the fight needs to happen. Here's why I'm kind of leery on Errol Spence's power. He had that fight against Mikey Garcia in Dallas. I was there. Garcia went up two weight classes to fight him, and he couldn't knock him out. He couldn't get rid of him. And before the fight, he was saying, "Yo, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this." So he went into the fight saying, that I'm gonna knock you out. So we know what his intentions were. He couldn't get rid of him. The Sean Porter fight, he caught Sean Porter with a good shot. I would say probably about the 11th round. Yeah, Mikey Garcia, yeah. But he caught him probably about the 11th round, 10th round, and put Sean Porter on the canvas. Caught him with a good shot. But as far as like his power, man, I don't think Errol Spence can really crack like that. I think Bud Crawford is like, as far as heavy hitting, I think Bud Crawford probably has a little bit more power because they asked Sean Porter about it. Sean Porter was like, nobody's ever done that to me. And he said that he thinks it was harder fighting Terrence Crawford than it was Errol Spence. Now, given his dad did say, like, after the fight, which I don't agree on, putting your son on the spot, like, right after the fight. But after the fight, he was saying, like, Sean Porter's training, he wasn't really locked in like he was before, like, previously. So it could have been he was contemplating retirement and all that stuff kind of during training. That's why he didn't go as hard. That could be part of the reason. But they asked him, and
not to interrupt, bro, and that's my thing too. You can't. In a way, to me, that Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford fight, I kind of eliminated that.
mm-hmm.
We already knew Sean was on his way out, right? It felt like the dad told him, "Hey, if you get knocked down twice, you out of it. I'm just gonna throw in no time."
Yeah.
Because even if you notice, after he got knocked down, he punched his glove to the ground.
Yeah, the first time, I think that was a flash knockdown. I think he was just more so upset about what he got caught with and was like, man, he caught me with a good shot. I'm not really hurt. But he was just like frustrated. And then that second knockdown, I think Bud just saw blood and just went after him, bro. That second knockdown.
Was that the first knockdown?
The first one.
Oh, that was the second knockdown.
The first one was
when he got mad. And he hit the
yeah, the first one he got caught and he was like slamming his glove on the canvas like that. He caught me, but I'm straight though. And then the second one, that's when Bud just kind of came in. And when Sean Porter fell, he kind of fell with like his arm twisted. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes they'll fall and their arm will be twisted back, kind of in a weird angle when they try to get up. So I think when his dad saw that, he was probably like, number one, I know my son, and my son is not reacting in a way that I want him to, and it could get ugly right now because I know who he's in the ring with. Like his father knows Bud Crawford, like through the amateurs and all that stuff. So they're very familiar with Bud Crawford. So I think it was a combination of his son doesn't look the way he want him to, and also I know what Bud Crawford is capable of. And if my son ain't responding the way I want him to, my son could get seriously hurt. You know what I mean? So I think he was just probably like, you know what? Do what?
And I get it. And to me personally, I think you already knew he was his last fight. He already made an excuse for his son towards the end of the fight. And I think that was corny of him for doing that. To me personally, I think especially as a fighter, and if you're a true boxer, and you love the sport that much, the way Sean speaks on it, he's all about it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that boy smiled ear to ear when he talks about boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that. You don't say, his mind wasn't in it the whole time. While he was promoting Showtime the whole goddamn time, and he's talking about how he's going to surprise the world.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic, bro. Like I get this politics between it. I get that they're trying to sell a fight, but at the end of the day, like,
what's up, y'all?
What's good, Joe?
Ain't nothing.
Damn, I haven't seen this dude in a minute, bro.
My boy, what's going on with you, man? Hey, I like what you're doing with Lil Man, dog. That thing is mad dope, man. I got mad respect for you for that, man. I be seeing Joe in the gym with his son putting that work in.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I just don't.
So
I feel like it's a little bit early for Earl to be fighting Terrence Crawford because I really want Terrence Crawford to get his credit for this. And Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence. I think Earl won that like easily. But I think like his energy and the normal things he did in fights wasn't there. Like if
it wasn't him, bro.
If he had to dig down and to win that fight, he would have lost.
Right.
But he ain't have nobody to fight
But
that night before Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
But you gotta also think about it too, bro. Like he came from that was right after the car crash.
That's a fact.
So he wasn't gonna be the Earl Spence that we used to.
See, but that's what I'm saying.
Dude, and then he could have picked up a warm-up fight.
He working his way back
up. He could have picked up a warm-up fight, but instead he went straight to there.
Yeah. That's bold. I will say that is bold for him to jump back in there with a lion like that.
Yeah, but he working his way back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
To a level that he used to be on.
Mm-hmm.
The people that was already on that level are still going up.
Yeah.
They don't have to work their way back from a car accident.
Facts.
That's why I really want him to really like get himself together and like get some good wins, because at the end of the day, they gonna take Terrence Crawford credit when he get this knockout, because like I'm saying, that orbital bone thing.
Yeah, he got a detached retina. That's why that
In
Pacquiao
sparring.
Yep.
Did you see the videos from the sparring?
Mm-mm.
That kid fought just like Manny, but he cracked his orbital bone with headgear on. He cracked Earl's orbital bone with headgear on.
That's tough.
So these is things that's still coming from the car accident.
Right.
So like he just need to get himself together. Like, I know Terrence Crawford is pushing the issue and it looks like you're being scared. Don't fall for that, babe. Don't fall for that, because before Terrence Crawford fought Sean Porter, he was saying that he wasn't looking for the Earl fight. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that's never
He
gonna
did say
happen.
that.
His
Yep.
dad. He knocked out Sean Porter. Everybody is worried about Sean Porter. Nobody wants to fight him.
Right.
The risk reward is too risky. Sean Porter was Terrence Crawford's kryptonite. He got past it. Now he's calling for Earl. Don't let that trick you if you Earl, because he won the catch. I like both guys, but I do like Terrence Crawford more because I feel Earl got like, he's like a one-trick pony, but I feel like Earl is durable and he's relentless. And I do want to see Terrence Crawford against the healthy Earl that's walking people down.
Yeah. And here's the thing about that whole situation too. Like, wherever Earl goes, there's gonna be some people bringing up Terrence Crawford's name, and I think that's not gonna help the situation either. Because as a fighter, he got pride. He takes it in account. I ain't afraid of nobody. I'll fight whoever,
He
whenever.
can't even go up to 154 until he deal with this.
Exactly, he can't, because whenever he's
if he does that, they're gonna say he ran.
Right. So if he's watching somebody else fight and some commentator comes up to him, they're gonna ask him, "When are we gonna see you and Terrence Crawford fight?" He's always gonna have that question, bro. So
154.
Wherever he fights this man, that's a fight that's got to make happen. Because if he goes his whole career without fighting this man, there's always gonna be that what if. They're gonna say, you know what, he was good, but he never fought a Terrence Crawford in his prime, and people are gonna take a little bit away from that.
So Jerron Boots Ennis is the mandatory for Earl Spence's belt.
One at IBF, yeah.
IBF, right?
Yep.
He don't need none of them fights.
Woo! And the thing is, bro, WBC is Virgil Ortiz. So
see, it's gonna be it's starting to get tough for Earl.
That's 3 dangerous fights, bro. Those
I can't
are
even lie.
He
need like 2 warm-up fights.
Yeah.
Cause that orbital bone is serious.
Yep.
Then he had a lot of time off, so he need a warm-up fight for the time off. Then he need a warm-up fight for the, like when you sprain your ankle, you're not comfortable on it.
Right.
He need a fight where he get in a tough fight and he get punched up and he feel like, damn, this shit could hold up.
Yep.
Like when you sprain your ankle, you don't feel good until you have a whole season of cutting or shaking motherfuckers on that same ankle. Because when you first come back, you're like, I might get injured again.
Yep.
But I think he need to just get his mind right. He don't need to wrestle for that fight with none of these champions and not even his number 1 contender, Boots.
Any one of them dudes, if Earl ain't on his game and he ain't 100%, any one of them 3 dudes can beat Earl for real.
Keith Thurman. That's a good fight.
He fighting Barrios. That'll probably be a warm up, but he's fighting Barrios. He's fighting Mario Barrios.
See, I don't like that about Keith Thurman too. I don't like that.
But he's getting a warm up though. Keith Thurman. I mean, however we feel about Keith Thurman, he deserves it. He's been injured and he's been out for what, a year and a half, 2 years. So he deserves at least a fight to get back right if he gonna jump in there, because he been calling out blood. So he don't need to jump right in there.
140.
Right. No, he's not a true 147 pounder. Yeah, he's not fighting a true 147 guy. But I mean, I'll give him an excuse to try to get his skills right, his hand-eye coordination. It's all about what he does in this fight. That's going to tell the most for me. Does he go in there and do what he's supposed to do, or does he look like a shell of himself that needs to stay away from them top guys at 147, maybe go to 154 and try?
We've seen that though.
Yeah,
he lost
because
to
that's what Danny's doing. Danny's going to 154 because he can't mess with any of them dudes at 147 and try to mess with Lil Charlo. So if the same thing happens to Thurman and he don't look the same, he needs to go to 154 because that 154 division is weak. You know what I mean? The only real threat is Lil Charlo. That's it. Ain't nobody in that 154 that's scary. Huh?
I mean, he's suspect.
That's what I'm saying. Charlo is suspect, and Castaño is a little suspect. Castaño, if you ask me, beat Charlo when they fought the first
he
time.
definitely just beat him.
So, and not to mention, Tony Harrison already beat Charlo. So he's a champion.
He got that back, though. He got that back.
He did. But I'm saying Charlo's a champion that could be beat. Both of them, if you ask me. Because Big Charlo out here capping, too. He ain't trying to fight nobody. He really ain't trying to stick his nose in the mix like he can, man, because he's in a division where there's some eaters like Bubu Andrade. What's holding that up? Why can't he get in the ring with Demetrius Andrade? Let's see what happens then. He waiting on Triple G, who's almost 40 years old.
Nah, bro. I think it's Canelo, bro.
You think it's Canelo? You think he waiting on Canelo?
Canelo is messing up. Canelo messing up a lot of that weight class stuff.
Canelo would beat the brakes off, but Canelo, he's at.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
I don't know that.
Bro, Canelo's gonna knock his ass out.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Canelo beat the brakes off Caleb Plant.
No.
He just.
Can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Plant, his name is Sweet Hands.
Mm-hmm.
That boy punched so soft.
yeah, but the thing is, he had the wrong strategy, bro. He was just trying to jab and keep Canelo away from. The thing is, Canelo, if you don't have no power to crack Canelo and have him respect you, he gonna walk you down the whole fight. He gonna walk you down the whole fight, and it's just a matter of time before he gets you up out of there.
The whole fight. They keep saying that he learned stuff from the Floyd Mayweather loss. I seen Caleb Plant get right in there and do everything that Floyd was doing. He put his shoulder roll up and had his hand in the wrong spot.
Yes.
He got caught.
Yeah. That's true.
I think it was an even fight till he got knocked out 5-5.
You know what? I had it. What was it? I think I had Canelo up by 1 round. And that round, you could have given it to anybody. You know what I mean? But
I think Benavidez, all of these guys that they pressuring Charlo to fight, man, fucking Canelo need to fight them first.
He fought pretty much all of them except Benavidez. Benavidez is the one that people saying like they want to see Canelo get in the ring with. So who knows what's going to happen after he fights this dude at 175. He may stay there and fight better.
Bro, he's annoying with this moving around, bro.
Yeah, I know. Because he wants to be one of those world belts.
And just it's titles to say before you get announced.
Yeah, it's
Vision, world champion.
And you know what, bro? There's so many belts right now that it's confusing and it's taking some of the sting away. Like you see these WBC Continental champions or, WBC North American champions.
What Loma just fought for last week, what was that?
Yeah, it was like some WBA Intercontinental Championship, and it's like that's too much, man. They coming out with participation trophies is what they're doing. Everybody gets a belt at this point. Because, Tank Davis got part of, WBA belt or somebody like that, and then somebody else got a WBA belt, Cambosis. Cambosis got a WBA belt, and Tank Davis got a WBA belt. So it's like, okay, is somebody a franchise champion? Just like with the whole Devin Haney. Yeah, like the Haney situation. He got the WBC belt, and then people saying he's not really undisputed because of XYZ. So it's too many belts, bro.
He's not.
Yeah. They need to Cambosis and I think Haney will fight to solve that.
It takes for somebody to unify in a division and to throw all the belts away.
Yeah.
Throw it
like
away.
some little bow type shit.
Throw
Just
it away.
talk
Throw them all
right
away.
transparent. Yeah.
Because unless y'all beat me, these shits don't mean nothing.
Right. And if you ask me, Kambosos is the man right now in that division.
He really is, but I gotta call a spade a spade. He's an Olympian. When you working out for the Olympics, you don't know who you're gonna fight. You're gonna fight 40 different people on the way there. You have to train to be your best. He knew he was gonna fight Teofimo Lopez since January of this year. Then he fought him in November. He had 11 months to train for one guy.
Yeah.
Can't beat nobody. I'm gonna be honest. You're not gonna have 11 months to prepare for the guys you fight. You have 2 months.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna beat your ass.
Yep.
All the top guys gonna beat you. Ryan Garcia is gonna beat your ass.
Yep. Yeah, I don't even put Ryan Garcia in any kind of legitimate conversation, bro.
I don't put him in conversation, but he will beat Kambosos.
I'm not even believing that. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. He got dropped by Luke Campbell.
I don't care.
It happens in fights. You will get dropped, but Ryan Garcia
got up and got
fast
mad.
hands. That's it. He did. Yeah. I give you that, but bro, he got fast hands and that's it, bro. He got some power. He got
a sharp left hook. It hurt.
But he comes straight back. If you notice when he throws his punches, he keeps his head on the center line and comes straight back. That's how he got dropped by Campbell.
Everybody know that.
So if he fighting a heavy hitter, if he fighting somebody like Kambosos, who knocked Teofimo Lopez down for doing the same thing, pulling straight back in round 1.
Teofimo Lopez is rare though. He's an anomaly. He beat Lomachenko and then felt like he was the best fighter ever invented. You don't.
And you got
trainer
and you got a dad too.
Teofimo Lopez, dad is delusional. He's delusional.
Yeah.
The guy had a year to work for him, so nah, that don't count. That Kambosos win over him was cute, but we gonna call a spade, man.
Do y'all think Teofimo's dad is like kind of messing up the situation for him with his mouth and his rhetoric and all that stuff?
Yes.
I agree.
But he's just like his dad though.
He is.
Not just his dad.
I don't think he's as vocal as his dad because his dad be saying some stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He's not as loud. See, that's that whole situation. Didn't his dad bump into what's my man's name? His dad. And they got into it before the fight.
At the gym. Yeah, old boy was
at the gym. Like, shit like that.
Yeah. See, and Teofimo was over there taking pictures, and his pops rolled over. He was like George Kambosos and talking all kind of reckless, and then got into it with some of Kambosos' trainers. Like that's.
Oh, I seen that. I thought they had got the best
you ain't
of
see
his
that?
dad.
Huh?
I thought they roughed his dad up a little bit.
Yeah, they did. They kind of hemmed him up with one of these jumps. You know what I'm saying? and like pushed him back, and then there was like a whole scene. And don't get me wrong, bro. I am all for mental warfare. I love when people play mind games with their opponents to try to get that mental edge. I'm all for it.
I like it too, but it's a disrespect. There's a level to this shit, bro.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Exactly.
You have to cut the line off at some point, bro. There's mind games and then there's disrespect.
Keyshawn came to the gym like 2 months ago. He was talking to the kids. He was like, it's okay to talk trash if you're a boxer. It's okay because you in there fighting, but you don't have to talk trash to where you down an opponent. You talk trash, you talk yourself up.
Yep.
You don't down other people. You say how good you are. You don't even worry about that.
Right.
So, you see when they ask Floyd about what they gonna do about this opponent, he say what he gonna do about himself.
Exactly.
I don't gotta worry about that because I'm about to. That's how it go. That's how you talk trash. You don't really gotta speak on somebody else. And I think Teofimo Lopez, Kambosos, who knew him?
Yeah, that's true.
So he was talking crazy.
Yeah. And Roy Jones was like that too. Like, because they would ask Roy about some of his opponents, and Roy would be like, "Look, man, as long as I do what I need to do, and I stay Roy Jones, can't none of these dudes beat me. So it don't matter what the rest of these
You gotta
dudes.
have your blinders on like them little racehorses, man. I can't even see outside my lane. I know if I run my race, I'm gonna win it.
Exactly.
That's
It
it.
don't matter what nobody else do
It
because
don't
I know
matter.
the work I put in. I know. Like I'm training when ain't nobody else training. So I know when it comes to fight
But
time,
the
it's not
thing
gonna be
is,
easy for me.
And that's all you. That's when you talking trash.
but,
That's how you. That's how you talking. I know I
but,
put the
but
work
the
in.
thing is, when you got certain boxing matches that just don't have a good enough story, you have to create
Yeah,
that
yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah.
So that's when the trash talking turns into personal. Yo, your wife is in my DMs, or whatever the case is. I'm about to take your side chick, whatever the case is. Like
AB.
to cause that,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, and
to cause that personal. Like I don't even want to shake your hand after the fight. Like that type of personal. Don't even look my way. Don't say shit,
yeah, it helps. It helps
because
sell.
you have to make it.
That helps sell it.
It has to
Yeah, because people, you know what I mean. When it comes to especially a sport like boxing, bro, people like drama, or drama helps sell the fight a little bit more. If you got two good fighters, it'll sell. But if you got two people that truly don't like each other, people pushing each other at the weigh-in, somebody maybe even swing on somebody at the weigh-in or whatever. You got this whole build-up, like these dudes ain't like each other for 10 years or whatever. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. Kell Brook and Amir Khan are two people right now that we can give really two shits about at this
And
point
why
in
are
their.
they fighting? God damn.
They fighting because you know what, bro? They've been trying to make this fight happen for I don't know how long, and that fight sold out in 10 minutes.
For
In
real.
10 minutes in the UK, bro, because of the story that they have. They don't like each other, and they've been waiting for this fight over there in the UK to happen for a minute. So now that it's happening, people trying to see it because there's that backstory.
They
Now at
fucked
this
that up.
point,
I hope Earl and Bud don't do this, bro. They fucked that up.
yeah.
America had interest in that fight at first.
Yeah, they did. They did. But I
So that would
mean,
have been a global fight, right?
mm-hmm.
That's a big fight in the UK. Cool.
Eddie
It's
Hearn
on
was
a lot
smart
of
though.
things.
Eddie Hearn was smart because he knew at this point in both of their careers, Amir Khan and Kell Brook, there really ain't no big fights for either one of them at this
That's
point.
it. That was a
So
good move.
just put
Facts.
them two together. Yeah, just put them two together and then sell out the arena. That's the fight that the people over there want to see. All they really need is sell out the
That's a
arena
fact.
over
You
there.
right. You right. That's a business
So,
move, and that's two washed up fighters. You rub
yep,
them together, and it's a good fight.
that's all. Yeah, it's a moneymaker for Eddie Hearn.
Because nobody wanted
It's
to see them
bonus.
fight anybody else. Like, come on now. We just seen what happened with what was it? Not Amir Khan, Kell Brook and Bud. Then he did the same shit to Amir Khan. They don't have nobody to fight, bro.
Right. I mean, it's like with Chris Algieri too, because he just lost to Conor Benn not too long ago. So if it's a situation where they can find somebody to pair him with to make some bread, why not? Because he ain't gonna be in no top fights no more. So you can still make some fights happen. They just ain't gonna be at a
Chris
world scale
Algieri's
where
nice
it's
of a
gonna happen.
guy.
Yeah,
His days
he
is
ain't had
over.
that killer mindset to me. He ain't had that dog. He ain't had that dog. He's just more so of like a finesse outbox you for 12 rounds. But Conor Benn, I'm gonna tell you, that's another dude at 147. He ain't there yet, but you gotta start. You gotta put one eye on him now. You gotta keep one eye on everybody else and say, okay, wait a minute, this young boy, he beat Algieri faster than what Spence did. It took Spence about 5-6 rounds to do it. Conor Benn did it 1 or 2 rounds. So it's like, okay, let me see what starts to happen with this dude, man, because he's young too. He's young too. His pop was a
I,
real good boxer.
I don't go by that. I don't go by that because I really don't think Earl Spence has one punch knockout power. So like I don't go by this work and that work. I just go like you got to see how sharp they is when they fight in this person versus when somebody's because you can't really tell by like because he beat him this quick or he beat him that quick. Earl Spence is like a accumulation punch knockout guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think the difference between him and Terence Crawford is. I think Terence Crawford is more of a one punch knockout guy. Like when they both fought Kell Brook took an ass whipping from Earl Spence.
Yeah, he did. Junior Jones just
He
popped
got
up in the
fucked up.
Yeah, he did. He damn sure did. You're absolutely right.
But Bud got him out of there in 2 rounds or some shit like
Yeah.
that. 3 rounds, something like that. Who beat him up worse?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Earl did. Earl had to be in there longer with him and didn't really take that much damage. Motherfucking Terence Crawford after those 3-4 rounds, had a fucked up eye from just the jab alone from Kell Brooks. So I don't care. He had to knock him out.
He did. He definitely did. The reason why I compared the two is like I feel like when Errol Spence fought Chris Algieri and then when Conor Ben fought Chris Algieri, they were kind of at the same point in their career, young, trying to build up to the top of the division. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look at them like, all right, they were both young, like early 20s when they fought Algieri. So kind of compared. Now I understand styles make fights. That's the saying in boxing. Styles, you know. So
that's why I was just going to say, because when it comes down to it, it's all about preparation. Like it depends on the timing, it depends on the training and all that.
yeah,
It's just it's luck too.
Yeah.
It plays a big part of how prep was the opponent. Was he overweight? Was he tired that day? Was he drinking the night before? It's shit like that. So you can't really go off of
It's a fact.
depending on the opponent.
His whole mental could have been different because he got in an argument last night with somebody in his family.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey,
ring looking weak.
Real quick, we had the former champ Junior Jones pop in and say what's up. I invite him to live. We see if he pop in here, but he said, "What up, man? I know y'all remember Junior Jones from back in the day from HBO boxing, dog. My man was on point. Yeah, he just popped in here and said, "What's up?" So,
what up?
Shout out to the champ. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But it's gonna be interesting. All right, let me ask y'all about this then. Let's talk about this 135 weight class one more time because I got a certain fighter I want to talk to y'all about. Devonta Davis, right? We know Javonte's a killer. You know what I mean?
That's the best weight class right now, by the way.
Right, like my thing is he got to get in there with some top dogs at this point, man. Because I'm tired of seeing this other stuff like Romero and all this.
Can I ask y'all a question? Yeah. Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Who at 135 been in there with a top dog that y'all asking Tank to do it? Because all of the guys at 135, that's the guys, are the top dogs. Like Devin said. We never fought each other. The only people that fought is Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko.
Yeah, those would
why
be
Tank? So why Tank got to get in there with somebody first?
Because they talking about if you listen to Leonard Ellaby talk, he's talking about how Devonta Davis is pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. So my thing is, if you gonna call him one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, what on paper is giving me the proof of that? You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm gonna tell you what it is. The knockouts.
Of who?
The same bumps that everybody else is knocking out at 135.
No, but my thing is,
but they're not knocking them out.
But like
they're
Canelo
in there going 12 rounds with him. That's what's going on.
I understand that. But if we're talking about the top,
Pedraza, Lomachenko, Tank, Pedraza.
They all fought the same guys, but if you're gonna put yourself top pound for pound at the top of the list, I need to see some names up there.
Let me put Tank in there. Let me put Tank in there with Salido.
Oh, he lost. Didn't he beat Lomachenko early?
Yeah. So when they saying Lomachenko is pound for pound, people go along with it. They put it in magazines. But why they can't say that to Tank?
We gonna you know the answer to that question.
This is America.
Because
this is America.
ESPN when he signed.
So this is what I'm saying. If this is America and we sitting here Americans like how we American,
right?
Why we want Tank to fight somebody before Lomachenko do?
Because we know Tank is great and we want to see his greatness against other fighters.
No, because Leonard Ellaby also said this: Tank could sell out arenas in 5 minutes fighting me and you.
Correct.
And them other lightweights cannot do it.
Cannot do that. I'm not debating that.
So why should he need to fight somebody first? They need to build themselves up to where they selling out arenas like Tank. And then Tank could fight one of them.
Here's the thing. Because 135 is
Tank,
one of the most...
I ain't going to lie to you. Tank was going to fight Teofimo Lopez. Maybe not Devin Haney. Maybe not Lomachenko. But Teofimo Lopez, if he would have... He was calling Mike Tyson and going on FaceTime, saying this, saying that. He would have signed that contract. Tank was fighting that. Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Tank would have whipped his ass.
Whipped his ass.
I absolutely agree. So, but like my thing is, when you got special fighters like Tank and some of these other dudes, I want to see you in the ring against the best fighters at 135. I want to see you in there with Devin Haney because I feel like he beats Devin Haney. I feel like he
I don't
beats
like Devin
majority of
Haney,
people.
man.
I like Devin, but he
I
beats
like
Devin.
him,
Devin
man.
You
gets
like
hit
Devin?
too much. He gets hit too
I
much.
like that.
He's okay,
He has a hell of a
but you know what I mean? He gets hit a lot for somebody that's an elite 135 guy. So,
And
you
they
know what I
make a
mean?
lot of comparisons
I'm
to
not saying,
Floyd.
no, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that he's nowhere close to Tank or like yeah, nowhere close to Tank. But I've been following him since he was an
Me
amateur.
too.
So
I used to like him a lot.
yeah, so it's just bias shit. I know I'm just hopeful that he can climb up the top. I've been doing since he was an amateur.
Who?
It's a
Devin,
hopeful
right?
thing. Yeah.
The thing with me with Devin is his last few fights, I've been seeing stuff I don't like.
See what I'm saying?
His chin is like once he starts getting caught a lot now. Like it's like he flustered and start getting caught a lot. Like you land a good shot on him, you're gonna be landing for the rest of the night.
Exactly. Dog, what was the fight that he had before this last one where he got hit and he was like on spaghetti legs at the end of the round? Yeah, when he fought Linares. Linares caught him with, I think, the right hand. They were mixing it up, and then he caught him with something. And Devin Haney had, like, wobbly legs going back to the corner. So if Linares had at least 20, 25 more seconds, he could have very easily come forward Devin Haney right then because his legs was not right, bro. He was on spaghetti legs. He was like when Broner fought Mike Donna and tried to get up after that knockout, and his legs was just all over the place. Like, was that Judah fought Costas too kind of thing. So he won't right, bro. So if he getting hit with stuff like that, what's going to happen when he fights somebody like Tank who throws all these punches with bad intentions? And you getting hit just like they're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I think he kind of hit his ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hopeful that he continues to progress and get better, but you just don't see it. Like these past, like you said, these past couple of fights, you don't see anything different. You don't see anything magnificent about me that kind of takes me, you know what? I can see this fight happening, and he's going to give him a run for his money. But with Tank is something different. Tank is like, he's out of this world. And I love his hunger.
Yeah.
He knows he's the best pound for pound right now, and he don't carry it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he keeps it in the back of his mind. I'm gonna talk my shit like every boxer does because they gotta save the fight. But in the back but if he watches these Showtime pay-per-views, these backstage jumps, he plays the humble one. And he's very humble. Like, he's just glad to be there. And that's what I love about this dude, Tank, bro. I think Davis he's different. He's really, really different, man.
Yeah, like I said, bro, I truly believe all these, guys at 135, I really think Tank beats every single one of them. And that's part of my conversation about saying how I want him to fight these other guys because I feel like he can unify this division. He gets rid of Cambosis, he knocks him out, he knocks out Devin Haney. Who else is there? If we want to push Shakur Stevenson in there, he's a weight class. I think Shakur gives him problems, though. Shakur is the best
yeah.
I think Shakur would definitely give Tank some problems if they did fight. That fight, I'm not sure what happens there.
Shakur coming, man.
Yeah.
I think Shakur is the best one out of all of them, for real. And he does a good job with his distance, bro.
What Shakur said about making the Olympic team? He said the only person that could hang with him was Keyshawn. That's why he brought him out there when he was working to make the team.
That's tough.
Lomachenko hired 135 is crazy, bro. I'm gonna just say that.
I love it.
It's crazy.
I love it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
For real, it's not the fighters. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: Tank been boxing since he was a kid. He not scared of nobody.
I believe it.
I know that from fucking with my son. When they see somebody that can fight, they want to fight them because they want to see how good they are. I
believe it.
That's just how fighters think.
Yeah.
Like probably track stars. They see somebody that's fast, I want to race them.
Yeah.
I want to see how fast I am. Yeah. Fighters don't think like that. is people like Floyd that had like, what's his name, J. Leon Love,
Yeah,
and now
man.
he moving with Tank like it's J. Leon Love or it's AD. No, for real.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just
It's like he
that you
protecting his
brought that name up.
investment.
I had to laugh.
He's protecting his investment, but this the investment that don't need no protection. That one that you had before, you supposed to kept him up under the arm and do him
That's a
like
fact.
that.
Yes.
Because you got the real one with him. You got the real, like, it's not a hype job with Tank. He didn't make the Olympic team. Cool. They want you to, the Olympic team is like basketball. Like, if your game don't fit what the coaches is trying to have done, then nigga, you're not on it.
You're not on
You
it.
don't care that you beat somebody up. Like Terrence Crawford didn't make the Olympic team. You see what's happening in the pros now.
Yep.
They don't like how you box to score points. But when you're a professional boxer, it's the hurt business.
Yeah.
Fuck how you look when you get it done, nigga. Do you get it done?
That's
You could lose every round. Did you get that 11th round knockout when you needed it? That's what Tank be doing. So as a pro, his game is already the hurt business.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah.
Fuck all that Lomachenko fancy footwork.
You get caught. You get caught, it's a wrap.
He don't need no protection, especially not at 135.
But that goes back to what I'm saying, bro.
He
I
won't
want to
need
see
no
him
protection
in there.
until he get up to 140. Like, that's when he have to start being smart with the Josh Taylors and the long. He fight with a lot of activity. He long. He got a good chin. He don't need no protection at 135.
Not at all. Not at all. And even the thing with 140, Josh Taylor talking about going to 147 because you know him and Bud, they've been running to each other here and there. So he wants to go to 140.
I like that fight.
Me too. As far as like I'm concerned, Josh Taylor's work at 140 is done. He'll go ahead.
It's over.
He'll take care of Catterall when he got to fight Catterall, and I want to say either January or February. But once he defended his titles and won undisputed, there's nothing else for him to do at 140.
Who the top guy besides him at 140?
That's what I'm saying. It's
Regis?
I think maybe Barrios.
I would say Regis, Barrios, and that's not a good weight class.
It's not. You know what I mean? So that's probably why, because Taylor's already beaten Prograis. You know what I'm saying? He's already won undisputed. So your boy Ramirez is up there too. JC Ramirez, the dude that Taylor beat to unify the titles.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's a good fight.
Yeah. So he's still there too. So I mean, there are guys there, but you know, the money for Josh Taylor is at 147 because even if he don't fight Bud or Errol Spence, there's a whole bunch of people that he can fight, and it's like, yeah, wow, that'd be a decent fight. Even if he fight Keith Thurman. You know, it's like, all right, let's see what happens. Because Keith Thurman,
he move up to 147. He got like mandatories at mad different belts because he's the holder of the 140 shits. Like he's the mandatory. All of them. Huh?
Doesn't he automatically get a shot at somebody given the fact that he is undisputed at 140?
Yes,
Doesn't
any mandatory he can get. Like he go up there, he get mandatory on all 4 belts. Like if he wanted, he can go fight them. Like he go up to 147, he requests Bud, and Bud say no, is a problem. Like Bud may have to. I don't know. Boxing got tricky with that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Belt.
I don't know how that will work out. I think he does get a chance if he wants it. You know what I mean? But even if he don't fight, like I said, if he hops in the ring with Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis, I'm like, all right, I'm cool with that too. It may be a little too soon for Boots. Nah, forget that. Boots is special. Nah, I'm not even gonna say that. Bro.
Smoke him.
Boots is special. Yeah, that's why I had to take that back, bro. Boots
Boots ain't at 140 because this shit boring and it don't make no money.
Right.
Y'all not gonna respect his accomplishments.
And Boots is too big.
Josh Taylor, y'all gonna say that's some white boy from somewhere else. Like Josh Taylor, good, don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But we didn't know him till he became undisputed.
That's a fact.
If Boots would have beat him when Josh Taylor and Ramirez fought for that, if Boots would have beat him for that belt, we would have said that was a major win over Josh Taylor. We only respected Josh Taylor because he's unified.
Correct.
Same reason we only respect the Cambosis.
Yep. Yeah, same scenario. But if he hops in the ring with Boots, I think Boots takes care of him.
See now, if Cambosis beat Devin Haney, if that guy, if Josh Taylor beat Boots, then it's like, nah, Yeah,
They for real.
They some real people. Yeah, but
Yeah.
right now we don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, we haven't seen enough. Like the people, like my homies over there in the UK, they swear by Josh Taylor, obviously, because they seen the whole body of work from Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen it over here, so some
But
people.
what's the body of work after 18 fights?
Hey, it's good enough, but not if you look at like his past opponents, like it's been they
Tough.
had a pretty good record, like combination record. They only got like very few losses and a whole bunch of wins. So he's fought some top guys, but it goes back to what we said, bro. 140 ain't really stagnant. He done already beat the people that we named were the top guys at 140. He's already beat them. He's already beat Prograis. He's already beaten Ramirez. So his job there is done. He did what he had to do. Now we're gonna find out after he takes care of Catterall. We're gonna see if he goes 147. How good is he really now? That's when the people in America gonna find out how good he is, because people use that they love him, they swear by him, and that's fine. But now when he gets over here, we gonna find out, all right, what happens if you hop in there with a Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis or even Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, some of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Now what happens? You may lose. But is it one of those fights where you put in?
He can't even beat Virgil Ortiz.
Huh?
He can't beat Virgil Ortiz.
He can't beat any of those four if you ask me. But with me, it's one of those things. It's like, all right, if you have a fight with him, how does the fight go? Is it a competitive fight or did you just get washed? Because if you get washed, ain't nobody really gonna want to see you. But if you expose maybe some weaknesses in the other fighters' game, people say, all right, I wouldn't mind watching.
Esau Cruz, Ryan Garcia. What's up with that?
I think Cruz knocks out Ryan Garcia. I think he knocks him out. To be honest with you, y'all saw that Tank Cruz fight, right? And people are saying Tank struggled with him, and maybe but Cruz is a good fighter.
No. Tank was good. Tank was sharp. Tank did everything he had to do to win.
But if you ask, like,
I'm gonna tell you right now, Devin would have lost to him. Teofimo would have lost to him. Definitely Lomachenko, because that shit that Salido did to Lomachenko, Isaac Cruz do that shit without being dirty.
Same thing, yep.
And he got more pop.
Yeah, absolutely. What he did to Diego Magdaleno was
better defense.
Bro, Tank tried to land the same uppercut that he knocked out Santa Cruz with, the one he slapped him with, and Cruz blocked it with his glove. Like once I saw that, I'm like, yo, this Cruz is alright, because he's sharp, but he's defensively sound.
He's sharp. I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody know Tank faster, more explosive, and goddamn, just better than him. Period. For the first 4 rounds, you couldn't see that at all.
Yeah,
at all. Coaching and adjustments had to be made so Tank could tap into his skills, his speed. Now he never tapped into the power.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko, Devin Haney, they do not have no power to make Isaac Cruz respect them, and he will walk them the fuck down.
I agree.
And this is why I hate when people sit there and be watching and say, because Tank had this performance, I could do better. No, you can't.
No.
Because that guy had no respect for Tank power. What do you think he gonna do with yours?
You speaking all facts, bro. That's an absolute
Tank
fact.
was on ESPN punching harder than heavyweights.
Yep.
I seen that.
And he came straight at Tank. He came straight at him, bro. And Tank was letting off some bombs in there trying to take him up out of there, but he couldn't, bro. He couldn't. So if you got somebody that's going to try to jab him the whole time, or use footwork like Lomachenko and not really no power, what do you think going to happen when he gets caught? Tank got hit with some good punches. He's going to have to get himself together. So what do you think is going to happen then? So, yeah, you're right, bro. I think Cruz takes care of.
I want Floyd to sign Isaac Cruz and use him like Sean Porter was to Earl Spence. Y'all want to keep calling Tank name out? Go fight Esau Cruz first.
Yeah, and let's see how you do.
And then we'll fight you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like the thing is with Ryan, the thing that gets me, like I said with Ryan Garcia, he was saying Tank's name and all that stuff, but he got quiet for a little bit because he said he had health issues and all that stuff that he had to deal with. And now, like, he wants to fight Cruz now because he felt like Tank ain't looked as good as he should have. So now he's seeing that he can knock out Cruz. I guarantee if he gets in the ring with Cruz, Cruz is at least going to drop him at least once, if not.
He can't beat Cruz, bro.
No. He ain't that guy. He ain't that guy.
And when it comes to like that Mexican style, Cruz got it.
Yeah.
So the Mexicans are gonna go like not the Mexican Americans, the real Mexicans.
The Mexicans.
They like how Cruz fight.
Guadalajara, Listos, Mexico. They
like how Cruz fight. They don't really like how Ryan fight. Ryan gotta fight more like a stylish black person.
Yeah.
Speed and finesse. Mexicans like how Isaac Cruz fight. So if you don't plan on knocking that guy out, if it go to decision, Isaac Cruz is gonna have the crowd more than you.
Yeah. See, like with the Mexicans, they got a style where if you don't get rid of them, they're gonna be a danger that whole fight. They're gonna be a danger from round 1 all the way to round 12 because some of them fighters, man, they start fighting professionally at age like 13, 14. And by the time they get to the pros, they be having 30, 40 some fights already.
And so, and then those Mexicans don't like the guy that backs up all fight.
Yeah.
So they're gonna force Ryan Garcia to stand there and fight what he don't want to do with that kid. I don't think that's a good fight for him.
Nah. I'm anxious to see like who fights Cruz next.
For real,
he deserves a big fight. Like he
definitely do because that loss that hurt him and helped him.
Right, like his trajectory ain't go down. If anything, I think it went up because people were like they really ain't know who Cruz was. I mean, I knew who he was because he fought Magdaleno and just completely decapitated him. So I was following that, you know what I'm saying, after that. But like everybody else didn't really know who he was. They know who he is now, and they know he put on a good fight. So there's no reason for him to fight somebody that's lesser of competition, substantially lower, when you had a good showing against one of the best guys, if not the best guy in the whole doggone division. That's been knocking out pretty much everybody that he's gotten in the ring. There's no reason for his trajectory to go down. So I want to see who gets in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? Who actually is not capping and puts the name on the dotted line, because a lot of these fighters, man. Because I think the Charlie twins like that, man. I like them too, but I need to see some action. Especially Big Charlo, you at 160, bro.
It's fine.
It's fine. You at 160. I need to see something.
It's fine.
Who has Big Charlo fought that you can say, okay, that was a true test for him?
He lost his last fight to me.
That's what I'm saying. Who did he fight?
I don't even know that guy. I know he lost.
Was it Derganchenko?
Nah, was it? He fought somebody, and the guy beat him. He got the decision.
See what I'm saying? So it's like maybe that messed with his head a little bit, and maybe he's a little reluctant to get in there with some of them other guys. But you know, Boo Andrade's been calling that man out for I don't know how long. Benavidez has been calling Charlo out.
I want to see somebody that is. I don't want the blacks to keep fighting each other, man, because they keep calling each other out, and then when these Europeans, these Mexicans get the belts, they don't give the black guys a shot.
Yeah, that's true.
So like, I feel like that's about to happen with the belt with Cambosis. I don't want these black fighters to keep trading these like Charlo and Andrade. Mm-hmm. They both need to be pushing for Canelo.
I think. Well, I mean,
and if that's the way to get Canelo,
mm-hmm.
then fight. But as for fighting for each other belt and all this shit,
yeah,
they just. I mean, Canelo be moving around a lot. Is he real shifty, bro? I don't know. Man. I be annoyed with him bad.
He got the whole Mexican community, bro. He got everybody from De La Hoya back in the like they're not going to let you fight anybody that's dangerous. We're gonna continue to chase all these motherfuckers from overseas or everybody that has a belt. We're gonna continue to chase them. The motherfuckers that don't have a name, they're big and they're local. And then he's gonna go and get him.
Yeah,
he's not gonna fight the cats that are dangerous. I mean, I know Trump ain't in the same weight division, but I mean, cats like that where They popular. They back up what they say. They have a following, profile. They're not going to have like I don't know none of these people that he fought was none of them that even similar to being dangerous like that.
Yeah.
Personally. Like he's gonna be baby all his life. They trying to surpass the Floyd Mayweather. Like they trying to surpass that. They're gonna be like, well, Canelo got this many divisions. Floyd only got this many. Like anything to attack
I'm gonna tell you what,
that
bro.
brand.
That failed steroid test fucks up anything in his career that he's trying to pass Floyd with.
You know they putting underneath. They're gonna put that right underneath the carpet. They're gonna put that right underneath the carpet, bro. The only people that's gonna recognize is true fans.
The real ones know. They can try to sweep it underneath all they want to, but the real ones know. And it was right before that second Triple G fight, because I think that there was something that sat with Canelo mentally after that first fight, where we all know that fight.
What's crazy is that after the first fight, you get blood work done, and that's the drug test he failed.
Mm-hmm.
After the first fight, he felt like when you go in the locker room, they take that blood. He felt that sample.
So he felt that. He felt
So that means in the first fight where he did all that running, remember? Triple G in the second fight said, "Fight me like a real Mexican."
Yeah.
But the first fight, Canelo was on steroids and actually was running.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me he stood there, stood in the pocket? He didn't have enough confidence and self-esteem to do it without drugs the first time. So you mean to tell me he stood in there and fought with you without that in his system the second time? He didn't do it the first time. He ran from you with PhDs in his system the first time. So you mean to tell me he stopped his feet and stood there and fought for you without it in the system?
Yeah. Yeah.
His insecurity would never let him do that, bro. He would be too with steroids in the system, walking you down. From round one, I'm walking you the fuck down. The second fight, I don't even, I'm going to tell you this. His whole career after that Floyd fight, I don't know. The only fight that he was clean in, I can say for sure, is the Floyd one.
Yeah, because Floyd don't play with the PEDs and all that stuff, and I think that was the hold up with the Pacquiao situation. Like, what kind of testing they gonna do? Is it gonna be random? Is it gonna be X? Is it gonna be Z? You know what I mean? I can't. You know what? As Floyd, I can't. I don't hold that against nobody, because he loses against arguably the greatest fighter of all time. You know, so it's an argument. People may say yes, people may say no, but if you lose to the greatest fighter of all time, I can't really count that against you, because he beat everybody. And so it's all about, like, did you learn something? I think defensively, he did learn something, because he was getting hit a lot before that Floyd fight, and now he's at least gotten better and getting his head off the center of the line and being able to get underneath the jabs and all that stuff. He's done a better job there. So I think there is some stuff he picked up from that Floyd fight. But yeah, that whole steroid situation, man, people gonna, that's gonna be a little. That's gonna be a bump on his record. What was going on? It was during the whole Triple G situation, the person that was a threat to your record probably the most at that time, because people were clamoring for that fight, because at that time Triple G was knocking out everybody.
And then he ate some beef from Mexico.
Right, and then they said it was the tainted beef. I haven't heard that before. So I think that there was some kind of feud that he had, bro.
It makes sense, but like, it makes sense because that draw decision. Then they get a draw in the first fight.
It was a draw the first fight. Yep.
So all the powers that be told you to do it. They told you to do steroids. They told you to. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, all of these boxers, like Floyd, know that Pacquiao on steroids. He don't know that by guessing. He know that for sure. He knows it.
Yeah.
It's like a secret society. Everybody knows a cheater in boxing. Everybody knows somebody that does something extra. Not everybody cheats, but everybody knows somebody that does something.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, bro, he on something.
Yeah.
And they don't be going by like boxers don't go by. They go by how you recover from a punch. Like when you get hurt, when you snap out of it, that's how they go off of it. Like that's how everybody I know that's be like somebody on steroids. That's how they go to recovery from being hurt. Devin Haney ain't on no fucking steroids.
Not at all.
Because he don't have his testosterone don't kick in when he get hurt.
Nah, he look like he don't like
regular.
hit, bro. He look like he don't like getting hit. That's just the kind of reaction that I get from
Okay, with testosterone in your system, when you get hurt or you get hit, you gon' Canelo, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When he start getting hit, he start bringing that pain to you. Like it ain't no, oh, I get hit and then I'm about to fall back and figure out what the fuck happened, learn what happened. No, it's not none of that with Canelo. When you hurt him, he coming forward.
Right.
So it may look like a Mexican style, but when he picked that up, he don't fight like no Mexican. He do not fight come forward. He's a technical boxer. He started fighting like a Mexican after he got caught on steroids. Yeah. After the second Triple G.
I think Canelo's style depends on who he's fighting. Like if he fighting somebody that really ain't got no power, he gonna come straight for the whole fight. There's no threat there. If he done already taken some of your best shots, or like in the Caleb Plant fight, you just jabbing it the whole time. What is there for me to be worried about at that point? You ain't got nothing that can hurt me. I just got to remain sound defensively, of course, because I don't want to get hit in the right place. If you get hit in the right place, you're going to fall. If you get hit like in the temple or the butt of the jaw, hard enough, you're going to fall. So you just keep that in mind. But if you really ain't got nothing for me to be worried about, I'm coming forward the whole time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on the kind of person that he's fighting, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you got to respect their power. So you're gonna move a little different when you in the ring. You ain't going to come straight forward if they got something that can put you on your ass for 10 seconds to end the fight. But if you got somebody that's just like Billy Joe Saunders, he was just jabbing the whole time. You know, there was really nothing for Canelo to be worried about, so he coming straight forward. He going to smother the jab, and there was nothing else for him to be worried about. And
some of these guys get it, like they get out there and they think they really gonna beat Canelo in a boxing match. Like Floyd lost on one of the scorecards to Canelo. Don't y'all get that?
Right.
Y'all not gonna go out there and outbox him and get no fucking decision. Y'all can
that's why it bothers me. Like when I see some of these dudes, they just try to just jab. I'm like, yo, you gotta crack him a couple times, dog. When he ducks down, shoot the uppercut. Swing the uppercut and then try to crack him a couple times.
If you don't drop him
because Canelo will
twice,
make a mistake.
If you don't drop Canelo twice, bro, you about to get a draw. You're not beating him on no scorecard without a knockdown, bro. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I just told you, I sat here and watched Floyd win 11 out of 12 rounds against that guy. And on one of the judges' scorecards, they said Floyd lost. If you going out there to win a boxing match against Canelo, you lost already.
It's not happening.
Because they want to see Floyd lose. That's all.
They want to see Floyd lose. Yeah.
They want to see Floyd lose.
And I mean, at that time when that fight happened, too, there was really no benefit to the game as far as the future if Floyd were to win. Because Floyd was almost 40 years old. He ain't have very much time left after that Canelo fight. Canelo was still young in his 20s and stuff like that. So it would have done more for the future of the sport if Canelo won or had some draw or whatever versus Floyd beating him almost 40-year-old man. So,
and this is when politics kick in too. I remember there was a story before he fought Floyd that he broke his sparring partner's ribs. You remember that shit? They were talking about how dangerous he was, that he broke the third sparring partner's ribs or some shit because of his power. They were building that story up because nobody knew who Canelo was at that point. Like they just knew he was coming straight from Mexico and he was undefeated and it was his first fight in the U.S. So they were like, all right, let's build it up. They're going to force Floyd to pass the torch. And that's why I think that's why judges, like that one judge wanted Canelo to win. Floyd was getting older. They were tired of his mouth. He was making too many moves behind the scenes that they did not like. So let's go ahead and try to interfere this shit, try to tamper his record, and they're gonna make him look kind of different. They're gonna make him look different. They can't, but at the end of the day, reality struck that you can't fool the fan base. You can't fool the fans. Like boxing, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched. Just recently, I caught up on boxing, but I stopped watching boxing for a while because it was just too many politics behind this shit. There was shit that was people were getting robbed left and right. I remember that Bradley versus Pacquiao fight. When Bradley won, and it was obvious Manny won that shit, but they gave it to Bradley. Like it was just too much bullshit that was going around it. UFC was my main shit. I eventually started switching to UFC, but I came back to boxing because of these heavy hitters from Tank to Earl to Terrence and all this. But and it's showing some true skill and true talent and the politics wasn't so too heavy into it, but. Back then, it was a lot of politics, bro. And it's still some politics to this day. Like, they just want to make sure that their fighter wins. You try to avoid as much as possible to fight the big-time fighters because they don't want them to lose. It's a money fight.
It is.
It's always about the money.
It is. It's politics, bro, because look, Keyshawn Davis is nice. I fuck with it. He from here, but he signed with Bob Arum at ESPN. He went in the top 20 for fucking the 135 weight class. You gotta work your way up. You get signed to the top promotional company, they gonna put you on that top 25 list. You're not gonna be fighting 60 fights before you get a belt. Especially not with Bob. Bob got all his guys in top contention talks under 12, 13 fights. Teofimo Lopez, fucking Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko. These is guys that's undisputed at 16, 15 fights.
Even the chick Michaela Mayer, you know what I'm saying? That's fighting for top rank too. She's on her way to becoming undisputed. She's en route to do that, and she hasn't had, you know what I'm saying, a ton of fights. So Bob definitely got his fighters in the right position, man. But one thing I will say. I will say though.
See, Bob is the opposite of Leonard Ellaby because he gets his fighters belts quick.
Yeah. Leonard gonna get you paid. Leonard gonna get you paid. So it's right. It's all Bob, in what you.
So Bob be trying to bully shit with Leonard, like your fighter ain't fighting nobody. My fighter got the belts, but my fighter got money.
Yeah. So it's all in what you're looking for. But one thing I will say that I do like about UFC is that there aren't all these different promoters that got their hand in the situation. It's like one ranking system. It's like, all right, number 1 and number 3, y'all fighting each other. Ain't no negotiation. Ain't none of that. We're looking at the ranking system. This person fighting this person. Make it happen. And it's that simple. Versus like in boxing, you got to have the promoter sit down. And in some situations, some promoters don't even want to work with other promoters. So some fights now are completely gone and off the table just because you got some promoters that don't even want to work with each other. So, like, if you got just a system where it's like you ain't got everybody involved and you just got a rank, it's like 1 and 2, I bet y'all gonna fight the champion next. Ain't gonna be this person represented by this person. Ain't none of that even relevant right now. If you wanted to, y'all fight, period. And if not, you're gonna fall down the rankings even more. So that's one thing I do like about UFC. There's more of that, and there's less of like how many people got their hands involved and all this stuff. It would be nice if that kind of matchmaking is all this other politics and all that shit.
What's the point of ranking motherfuckers? What's the point of ranking motherfuckers when you get to the top rankings? You rank number 1 next for the shot at the belt, and they go fight number 38.
Yep.
What's the point of working your way up?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
They
saying.
fight
When
some
you
guy from
at the
the
top,
UK that's not even really ranked. He just undefeated.
right? And lo and behold, if that dude wins, number 38 wins, now you done messed up the whole. You know what I'm saying? The
He's
rankings
not gonna
is
fight
messed up,
nobody.
right? Yeah. So I mean,
Yep.
I would like to see like some kind of ranking where it's just like, all right, you got number one. Let's just say number one fights for the belt. Number 2 and 3, all right, y'all gonna fight to see who's next. Who gonna get the winner of the champion and whoever's ranked number 1. Because
Yep.
you know, if you got somebody ranked 25 and all that stuff, you got to work your way up. Just like I was saying a little bit ago with Keyshawn Davis in Top Rank, you got to work. You got to work your way up. That's just how it's supposed to work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But shit ain't like that, man. And the politics is what throws a lot of people, you know, off of boxing because people like boxing without the politics. You know what I mean?
People like
We
that.
all got memories of watching boxing when we was younger, whether it was with relatives or friends or what have
You've
you.
been
You
to
remember
fights.
watching the
You've been to fights.
Mike Tyson's
You've been to
and all that.
fights.
Yeah,
Been
right.
to fights.
Been there. Been the fights. You know what I
You
mean?
see
So
the celebrities.
people love boxing. They just don't like the politics that's involved with it.
People love boxing.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole event. Like you see how people dress for basketball games. You see how people dress for hockey games. You see how people dress for football games. Boxing is an event. People be having their gowns. Bitches be having their gowns on and shit. Like millionaires really come in their best dress.
Bro, when I went to Texas for the Mikey Garcia and Earl Spence fight, yo, there was dudes with their chicks with their Sunday's best on. They was coming in full suits with hats on, sitting in the front row. You look over, you see Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then coming down the aisle to get into the ring, you see all these Dallas Cowboy players that's getting in the ring. And the thing is, when you like look at high profile fights, before the big fight happens or sometimes during the broadcast, they'll go around and say, this person's here, Rosie Perez is here, this person's here, this person's here. They'll name off like 7 or 8 people that are in attendance that are just celebrities. So people love boxing. It's the extra shit that comes with it, whether it's the best not fighting the best or whether there's too many belts so people don't know who's the champion. You know,
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot. It's like you got to take the good with the bad. I still think boxing. Yeah, I still think boxing is the best sport, but you know there's some stuff. It's too many participation trophies, and even some of the boxers have said that. You know, it's way too many belts. So like, if you got somebody
until a champion unify, until a champion unify, throw them shits in the garbage. See, champions usually unify and then go up. Now I mean, like I did over work here. Nah, your work got finished.
And it's like when they have somebody
all
who
those
like,
belts away and say I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And start defending shit you say. Like you see how they say Tank is the best in the world,
mm-hmm.
and you want him to fight somebody. But if he unify, he could throw all those belts away.
Mm-hmm.
Now wherever I go up, I go down. I showed y'all if I get all these belts, I'm gonna throw them the fuck away because I'm that guy. So wherever I go, I'm that guy.
Yeah,
that's what really matters, bro. Because y'all running around here, Ring Magazine say pound for pound. That's what a pound for pound is. No, that's your fucking favorite fighter.
Yeah,
that's what you like the most.
That's a fact. Yeah. You spot.
If we going by a real thing, we need to at least like, nigga, the NBA don't count you. You shoot 1 3 in the NBA and make it. You're not the best 3-point shooter. You don't. They don't start counting you until you shoot over 100 fucking threes. Mm-hmm. Now you can't fucking have one attempt and make it, and they got you at the top of the rankings. Come on, bro.
See, when it comes down to that, though, with the NBA, all right, NBA also got some politics behind it too. Just yesterday, I was watching the Timberwolves versus the Lakers. And they put Anthony Towns in the top, like with Shaq, David Robinson, and somebody else, right? And how he has the most 30 points, 5 assists, and 10 rebounds. Plus, like they make up stats.
They make up categories.
What they do.
Yeah.
They make up categories and stats, and I can't stand that shit, bro. If it's not number one, like a Steph Curry just beat Ray Allen's 3-point shot all time. All right, bet you gotta put him up. But when you do like shit like 20 plus, 10 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists, he's out of these guys. Oh man, what a big category. The legends like Dr. J, Bill Russell, and then you got fucking Jordan Carlson with this names. Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like, let's just call it what it is. That man haven't touched a goddamn playoffs in forever.
Yeah.
But like he's never gonna ever take his team over the hump.
Nope.
Let's be realistic, bro, and stop throwing these guys charity events. Like that's all y'all giving charity.
Yeah, they be like the most assists, most baskets while chewing bubble gum.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Get the fuck out of here.
Right, it's more participation trophies. That's how I look at all that. It's just like participation. You know, it's stuff that really don't nobody care about, but
I don't see how you could be pound for pound with under 25 fights.
You can't.
No.
I know they got them. I know they up there. They got them on the list. But in my personal opinion, with me, it's about your body of work. Who have you fought? Are you willing to go up to different weight classes? Are you willing to fight the champion?
See, pound for pound, you don't got to go up and down in weight. You don't. Because pound for pound means like, if I was your size, I'd be able to beat your ass.
Right. I understand that.
You can go to any gym. You can go to any gym in the world, at any combat sport, and see who the pound for pound in that gym is.
Yeah.
It's not always the biggest guy.
That's true, but what also I mean by that is like, okay, if you're gonna call yourself pound for pound the best, that means your skills has got to be up there. That means your skills got to be up there. So I want to know how your skills match up with other elite fighters. Are you still able to showcase your elite talent, or is the person you fighting got more elite talent than you do? You know what I'm saying? You really can't.
I see what you're saying about going up when you say it like that. Now,
yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Not
so
like but like, if you go up, not too far, and you saying you pound for pound, your skills are supposed to carry. It's supposed to carry.
Correct.
That shit don't matter. That shit don't matter if he bigger than you. The best.
Exactly. It don't matter where I go. Don't matter where I go.
To an extent.
I am him. Straight up.
To an extent.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, yo, don't matter where you go, I am him. It don't matter. Like what Roy Jones did when he went from middleweight, the super middleweight, beat James Toney in his prime, beat Bernard Hopkins in his prime, then go all the way up to heavyweight. And then when he went back down, he got messed up. But his skills translated. He dominated all the way through, bro. From middleweight all the way up to heavyweight, he was him. Won't nobody even see him. But when he came back down and fought Tarver, that's when everything went downhill. So his skills translated to every single weight division that he was in, bro. And he was still dominating, bro. He dominated James Toney in his prime. He dominated Bernard Hopkins in his prime. He went up to light heavyweight. And that's when I really started watching for real. And we all know, dog, when Roy was in that light heavyweight division, his fights were like shows.
I don't like what Joe Calzaghe did to him, though.
I think that Joe Calzaghe was better than people give him credit for. I wouldn't say that.
No.
Joe was good, bro.
They allowed you to use PEDs in England, UK, and he never fought in America. That's what we were seeing with Joe Calzaghe.
But no, Joe is I will give Joe his respect. I still think he fought Roy after Roy went up and went back down and lost all that stuff. So he was more of Calzaghe's speed at that point. But I think if he would have took on a prime Roy, it would have been like this now. You know what I mean? Roy's speed and everything was a little too much for Calzaghe. He would have ate Calzaghe up. But when Roy goes from almost 200 pounds when he fought Ruiz back down to 170 something, and you know boxing fighters, they go up most of the time. When going back down is harder, bro. So when you go all the way from middleweight all the way up to heavyweight, and then you come back down, and then you come back
and you get older.
Right. And you get older and you fight Antonio Tarver, who's been waiting for you his whole career. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that crackhead been wanting to fight you.
He been wanting to fight Roy for a minute. They go from Florida. So, you know, he had his eyes
No
on
funny
Roy
shit. That's
from
that
jump.
Cambosis thing I'm telling you about.
It's the same thing.
Tarver
It's the
cannot
same
beat
thing, bro.
nobody. Tarver want to fight one person his whole career, bro.
Yep. Roy Jones. Yep.
Teofimo Lopez want to fight one person his whole career.
Yep.
Lomachenko.
Bingo. And you know what? Evander Holyfield wanted to fight one person his whole career.
Mike Tyson.
You see what I mean? Like, there's a whole documentary that's
Bro,
like based on Holyfield.
no, because look, you put in your mind, who the best is besides myself. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
It's him. I'm sitting down watching him. I'm learning how to fight him.
Yep.
Because if I could beat him, I could beat everybody else. That's what you tell yourself.
Yep.
It don't work like that, though.
Yep. But the thing is, let's just say you become the top dog. There's somebody that's going to be watching you and saying, look, there's only
The
one
same exact thing.
It's him. Yeah, because you're the best. It's him. I want to fight him. So you got that person.
But that's why you cannot fight. You can't fight everybody because that guy's a damn bum. That's why you can't fight everybody because that guy's a damn bum. But he want to fight you. Yep. And like, you know the scary thing is, bro? When somebody want to fight you that bad, they're watching everything about you. Everything. They going back and they watching all your fights. They watching your amateur fights. They watching how you conduct yourself. Eat, sleep, drink is all you. So that's what Cambosis did to Teofimo Lopez. He knew everything about him. About Lomachenko.
No, I'm saying Cambosis fought Teofimo.
Same thing.
Yeah. He knew everything about even when Teofimo fought Lomachenko. He knew everything about Lomachenko. He had his eyes set on Lomachenko. He's like, yo, I have what it takes to beat this dude. And I know how I'm going to do it. And it's the same thing with Cambosis. He's like, yo, I got what it takes to beat Teofimo. I know how to do it. It's just a matter of just me
getting in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I say, man. Like, Tarver can't beat no fucking Roy Jones. Man. I hate that.
No.
I hate that, but he did. And he did it twice.
He did. He caught Roy at a good time, but I don't want to take the thing is I don't want to take anything away from Tarver because it took me a while to like Tarver, but Tarver's eye. He did his thing. He did what he was supposed to do. Tarver had a solid career. I think he might be in the Hall of Fame. So you got to give him.
It was a mental thing, though. It was a mental thing with Roy. When Roy lost that, he lost his brain, bro. He was gone. Like, mentally, he was gone. Like, you talking about
the first one
that felt like he could never lose. And then he lost to a cat that he wasn't supposed to lose to. So when he lost, again, this one goes back to fighters fighting other fighters on the same fighter. When your mind state was that. Like Roy, which was my favorite. Like, hands down, Roy and Mike Tyson were my favorite two boxers of all time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was brought up from. Yep. And my dad used to bring his illegal box. You know what I'm saying? When you bring everybody to the house, remember that black box that had that chip in it? You have to put it in that box, right? Yep. And we used to watch Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight. The fact that the way Roy just used to move, the way all that shit was gone. Mm-hmm. After you lost to a guy that you weren't supposed to lose to, especially he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
He was embarrassed.
And the thing is, like, after that second Tarver fight, when he got knocked out, he fought Glenn Johnson after that, and Glenn Johnson knocked him out. So there was
he was getting knocked out back to back in a row.
Right, exactly. So he won't the same after that, man. When he came back down, and that knockout by Glenn Johnson was brutal. Like Roy was stiff, Cass thought he was dead for a second. That just was good. And it's something that he wasn't used to. Roy wasn't used to that, man. Roy made a whole career of making every fighter that he fought look like they just started boxing yesterday.
He got a knockout since he got knocked out. About Juan Manuel.
I remember that. Oh, that was nasty.
I remember that fight, and I'm talking
because in order to get a knockout, you gotta give up yourself.
You gotta open up.
You gotta risk getting knocked out.
Yeah.
So you could say it, but the steroid shit, I'm gonna say it was a knockout.
But
he don't got enough confidence to throw a hard punch because the last time he did, he got caught and he got knocked out.
Here's the thing. I think fighting somebody the caliber of Marquez that many times was not a good idea anyways.
I'm
Because
gonna tell you
Marquez
this.
is no bum. Marquez
Go
is no
watch
bum.
all 4 of those fights. Go watch all 4 of those fights. And tell me that Manny Pacquiao won any of them without debate.
See what I'm saying? When you fight somebody, let alone somebody the caliber of Marquez, but when you fight somebody that many times, they study and they know your tendencies and all that stuff.
Marquez is a counterpuncher that live off of timing.
Right. But
so you fought him too many times.
He knew when Manny liked to bounce around and just bounce around, and he knew when Manny wanted to attack, bro. And he knocked Manny down more than one time in that fight. He dropped him in the corner with that looping right hand and dropped him. You know what I'm saying? So there was some stuff. Not only do you have being in the ring with him, but you also got tape that you can go back and look at too. So you got
that first fight, Manny Pacquiao dropped him 3 times in the first round. And he still got a draw.
It's Marquez is no bum. So when I saw
he cannot beat me, bro. He cannot beat me, bro.
Nah. Nah.
That's how he always felt.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea for him to fight somebody like Marquez 4 times, bro. Because Marquez was going to catch him. Even right before that 4th fight when they were coming down, I told my homeboys, because I was watching with 2 of my boys, I had a feeling. I'm like, yo, Manny's going to lose this fight, man. I don't know how, but Manny's going to lose this fight. And lo and behold, when he got dropped in the corner, I said, it's going to be a rough night for Manny because Marquez, he has something in his head as far as kind of studying Pacquiao and his tendencies that he's going to make it a long night for Pacquiao. And if my man can deliver one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen since I've been watching boxing,
that was nasty.
Man, face first, dog. Manny tried to come in. He hit Manny with that jank. Manny fell face first. He was in the front row. It was like a whole bunch of money on the
I ain't gonna hold you.
You know what
I ain't gonna hold you. The way they memed him, I ain't never. Before he started boxing after that, I ain't think he was ever gonna box. The way the memes was looking,
bro.
Yeah.
You remember the meme with the Simba?
There was a lot of
Simba,
that
shit was cool.
Yeah, because people were, not only was it a brutal knockout, but it was who got knocked out was too, because you so used to watching Manny watch all these dudes, and now he's on the other end of it. Like you watching Superman to some people get knocked out. That's how when Tyson got knocked out. I'm like, yo, this Superman, and he ended up getting knocked out.
He's a fucking.
You seen his wife's face though? When he got knocked out, his wife, bro.
Yeah.
You would have thought she was losing the world, bro.
Oh yeah, nah. Pacquiao wife looked crazy.
Oh my God, I felt for her, bro.
She looked bad.
Sometimes she be in the crowd, like doing all kind of crazy stuff with her hands and like casting
Mom.
Yeah, his mom. Okay, I thought it was white, but yeah, she be in there with her eyes.
Now his wife is pretty. His mom be doing that weird stuff.
So like, yo, what is going on here, man? But yeah, bro, that night gave me Tyson flashbacks because I can't sit here and lie to you, bro. When Tyson got knocked out in 1990, because I was 4 years old when it happened, bro. I still remember I watched the fight and literally I cried all night. I cried.
Tyson used to let me down as a kid, bro. No funny shit.
That was a heartbreaker because, like, to me, that was my superhero. Everybody watched cartoons. Really and all that stuff. I watched boxing, Nickelodeon, and wrestling. Like, those are my things. So, like, Mike Tyson was like a god, pretty much.
He definitely was, bro. How the fuck are you knocking Mike Tyson out, you weird ass Evander Holyfield ass nigga?
Right. Oh, that. But you know what? Holyfield, it goes back to what you said, bro.
I'm so fucked up in the head as a kid. I'm telling myself Tyson did the right thing by biting him.
But I truly believe, like, 80s Mike Tyson, not even 90s Mike Tyson, 80s Mike Tyson with Customato, Holyfield would have been done, man.
I don't know that, bro.
in 5 or 6 rounds, though. I'm sorry. 80s Mike Tyson with Customato and Teddy Atlas in the corner. Oh my gosh.
Holyfield was different, man.
Holyfield was dope.
Holyfield was
Don't get me wrong, dog.
Holyfield a dog, bro.
4-time heavyweight world champion, bro.
bro.
Holyfield, 4-time heavyweight world champion. He got respect from me all day, every day. It's just that when you go back and look at 80s Tyson, bro, and the way he threw his punches, and he had some defense. He had defense for real. So he wasn't really getting hit like that. Now, he really ain't fighting nobody huge, dude. But
I'm gonna come back
he knocked out the world. He fought Spence and beat him in what, like 20-some seconds. Yeah. Mike had discipline back then, bro. And then when Customato died, like his father figure, the person that made sure Mike was straight and all that stuff, and you know, ain't do nothing crazy, it's gone now. So
yeah,
that, you know, who's gonna hold Mike to those same standards? You know, he got him and Teddy Atlas. They had like a little fallout where Teddy Atlas pulled a gun on Mike Tyson in the gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like something with his daughter or whatever. And yeah, he pulled a gun on Mike, and they had issues after that. So now Teddy Atlas is gone. The remnants, you know, who was in the corner with Customato training Tyson. Now both of them guys are gone now. So who does he have now to keep him in line and make sure he ain't making these mistakes and doing nothing crazy? He really ain't got nobody. That's when the girls came in. That's when the girls and the Robin Gibbons and all that stuff came in. And that's when he was partying the night before he got knocked out in Japan. They said my man was up doing cocaine and just partying all night. So he didn't have anybody that's like, yo, make sure you on your P's and Q's. Like, don't be doing no extra stuff. Make sure you focusing on what you got to do. Because if Mike was focused, he'd have got rid of Buster Douglas. He knocked him down once in the fight. So if Mike was locked in, he could have beat Buster Douglas. But Mike had, you know, once those two people left, man, Mike really had nobody that really cared about him. And like I said, that's when the girls came in. Robin Givens took everything from him, called this man out in an interview. Like, they're doing an interview on live TV. And she's talking about, well, being married to Mike was pure hell and all that stuff. While Mike is right next to her. She's how bad the marriage is, and Mike is right next to her. And Mike is just like, yo. Like, you're supposed to be one of the people, like, that you my wife. I understand, like, our marriage may not be what you want to be right now. We can work on that. But there's a time and a place to address our marriage. Out here, a national TV is not the place. I'm already going through stuff. Let's make it worse.
But that's the thing, like, Mike Tyson didn't have a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something completely different. Like, as a trainer, I think the trainer was his father. Like, that was his father.
Yep.
And he would have listened to you right on that. But when it comes down to something like that, like, the fact that he wasn't raised to know how to treat or know how to avoid certain situations or like women, per se, she was a gold digger.
Yeah.
We already knew that she was after the money for this nigga.
Yeah.
Like it was, and she created a storyline. And yeah, he probably, I'm not gonna just put it all on Robin Gibbons. He probably was aggressive. I mean, again, not knowing you coming from the streets.
Yeah.
Boxing saved your life, and still to this day, you were brought up in violence. You got in a career of violence, right? Yeah. So, something that you don't know nothing. You were getting raped by Don King with multi-million-dollars. You got people in your ear. So you're right. He was never in his right.
Right. Exactly.
The only thing that ever made sense to him was that ring. But as soon as he got out of that ring, it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, like, he had to go through that. He had to go through that. Look at him now.
Yeah.
That man is a motivational speaker.
Yep.
He's standing in front of the stage in front of a big crowd, speaking on his life. You know, he still got that big ass tattoo on his face that I'm like, damn. But you know, you have to do these things to kind of like go through what you have to go through. As long as you receive it. And I hate to bring this up, This is my guy, you know what I'm saying? Sad rest in peace to John Salgado.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
But he was in his mind, he was saying,
Mm-hmm.
he's been in that system for too long. So people either get out of it, right? And it's a wake up call for them, or you end up adopting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you feel like that's all you can do is be this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Be a guy that you should that's either going to keep you in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I'm not going to say, because I don't want to speak too much on it, but unfortunately, like things like that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least Mike Tyson, in his situation, he got his way out of it before he got to that point.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When that kind of mindset creeps in, yeah, and rest in peace, John, actually, definitely. But when you have that, you know, mindset and everything, majority of the time, I don't even want to say majority of the time, but a good amount of time, like people don't make it out of that mindset, and it ends up catching up with them, you know, one way or another. And that's the frustrating part, because a lot of these times, these people are good people. You know, they're good, genuine people. Yeah. It's just a mindset thing. It's just adapting to what you were used to and what you've been through your whole life. Like, you end up becoming, like they say, a product of your environment. So if you are constantly around a certain environment, like you said, you adapt to it. That's our instinct. Like, whatever you're around, you know, you're gonna adapt to it, positive or negative. And in some situations, some people deal with a lot more negative around them than positive, so they adapt to the negative, and sometimes it ends up unfortunate, you know. And
also another side of it too is you can actually have positive around you.
Yeah.
Right? They said, yo, you know, hey, I got this. Look, I'm gonna set you up with a job here. Hey, look, I got a therapist that you could go see.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Different things and see, because you've been through a lot. You need it. Right? But if you in prison mind, you feel like there's nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to do what's you comfortable with.
Yeah.
And sometimes that could be the wrong thing.
Right.
It could be a lifestyle of living wrong.
Yeah.
Possibly putting yourself into danger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got family, I mean, truly that loves you and says, hey, like this, that, and that. But yet you like, no, I'm not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'd rather just do this, because in your mind, you feel like you have to.
Yeah.
This is all I know.
Yeah.
This is all I'm comfortable with. Because of that, I feel awkward here. I feel like whatever it is. I feel like a pussy. I feel like less of a man because, or less of a woman because I'm over here. I'm accepting the fact that I'm weak.
Mm-hmm.
When it doesn't mean that. It means that, yeah, you might be weak at the moment, but this is helping you strengthen that weakness.
Yeah.
But you choose to go this way. And now, you know, you're a grown ass man or a grown ass woman. The people that love you see you so much or can't do it so much. And then you get caught up in shit like this happen.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Like, you know, I'd rather just, like, if I could, like, I remember him, I remember him reaching out to me, right? On some, yo, we need to get together, we need to link up, right? Mm-hmm. Right after. And I was like, yo, you know, it's been a long time. You know, usually, like, when it comes down to, like, getting and rekindling your friends, it's a process. You know, you got your social media. I sent a few messages here and there. Yo, let me get your number back. Send a few text messages. Here's a few phone calls. And then eventually it's like, man, where you at? No, right? You don't just shoot and leap and start.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Got time, like, let's see where you at.
Yeah.
Because I'm different. Certain people have certain situations that got going on. Families, kids,
Yeah.
you know, responsibilities, things that they can lose if they get the wrong situation or the wrong thing. You got to see what's what. You got to see who you're dealing with. I can't just invite anybody to my house.
Yeah.
You know, I got girls.
Yep.
You know? I can't invite just a man to the house right now because I'm lonely for a very long time and I haven't seen you for over 20 plus years.
Yeah. Yep.
And I hate to say this, but I'm going to speak my truth. I had to go somewhere. You know, for a lot of situations that, you know, that I'm hearing, a lot of things that I'm hearing, it's not easy for a man with a family. You have a son. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult. It's difficult to just allow certain people to get into the circle, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be I'm 2 years from 40. 2 years from 40. So, and my circle is super small. Purposely. Sometimes something happens surprisingly. But I ain't gonna lie to you, when that situation happened, I felt like, yo, should I have done something? Should I have done something? Should I have said something? Should I have not ghosted John?
Yeah, but you ain't know. You ain't know what his situation was like too, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get older, that's what they say. Like your circle becomes smaller because you know, when you deal with certain people, they have like a certain energy or they have a lot of stuff going on with them that you don't want to bring yourself into, or like you said, possibly lose what you got going on in your life. So it's hard because you don't really know, because like you said, it's been a while since y'all talked. So it's really hard to know what his situation was like at that point in time. You know, with me, I'm the same. Somebody hit me up, I got to check the temperature. I got to see what's going on because I got stuff to lose. So I got to check the temperature a little bit to see is our potential friendship going to be just through social media, like what's going on kind of thing, or is it going to be like if I see you at a bar somewhere chopping up, yo, what's going on, and maybe exchange numbers, maybe, or is it going to be one of those, oh snap, let me take down your number and let me really call you kind of thing? Is it going to be one of those three? Because I think those are the three tiers that we have with people. It's just a matter of where we're going to put those people right now. So it's really hard to know what, because like with me, I don't like getting in another girl's business. That's always been me. I don't like getting in people's business, period. I've never operated that way. If somebody tell me something like a secret that they got going on in their life and say, look, bro, don't tell nobody, I'll act like I don't even know. Like I'm not the one to go run my mouth about nobody's situation. So whatever situation you have was a situation. But if it involves me, I gotta check a little bit on what's going on with the situation. I'm gonna check your social media. I'm gonna see what your energy looking like. You know, because with me at our age now, like the energy that we have, we're very selective on where we're gonna put that energy because we have families, we have kids, we have work that we gotta take care of, and our energy more so is focused towards that and what we got going on. So it's like if what you got going on isn't kind of somewhat in line with what I'm trying to do, or even close to it, or even it doesn't even have to be close to it. If you're at a level that you know is far off from where I'm at, and I can't really vibe with it, then I can't vibe with you. It's just just one of those things of being adult. But that's what they say. Like when you get older, your circle gets smaller and smaller. Some people you can continue to rock with because y'all on the same wavelength. They're gonna help motivate you and help bring out the best in you. And then you got some people, I'm not saying he was this way, I'm just speaking in general, but you just got some people that the energy doesn't match where you're trying to go versus where they're at. And that's fine too. That's fine too. It doesn't make them a bad person or whatever. It's just that right now where I'm at in my life right now, it doesn't match the energy that you have. So, I don't have, it's not like, I have a problem with you or nothing like that. It's just that I got to put you on that bottom tier when it comes to our friendship kind of thing. Social media hits you up on social media. Hey, bro, how you feeling? Everything good? You doing all right? How's the family? Boom, boom, boom. And it just
Right.
kind of keep it like that. But it's not going to be anything deep where, you know, I call you, say, let's meet at the bar, because I don't know what I'm getting myself into at that point. I don't know how you handle your alcohol. Next thing I know, you get drunk and you start something with somebody, and then now I'm in a situation now just because I was with you.
We got to fight. Yep.
Yeah, we got to fight, or the police show up kind of thing. Or let's just say that you drive somewhere, you know, and you had more alcohol than I thought you had it. Then next thing I know, we both get hurt because you're out here driving drunk. You know what I mean? So it's one of those.
God forbid you kill somebody, and now you in the mix of first degree, second degree murder, and you were just a passenger in the car.
Yep. That's why, you know, growing up, my folks would always ask me, where you at? Who you with? You know, and make sure the names that I gave them were people that they knew and knew their parents kind of thing. So, you know, as you get older, you kind of see why your parents ask you, yo, who you with? When you going to be back? You know, because they want to make sure that the crowd that you with, they're not going to get a phone call and saying, look, you know, your son's in jail, or your son XYZ. And then next thing you know, they got, you know, something that they gotta worry about simply because, you know, not you being a bad person, you were just hanging out with the wrong people. You know what I mean? So it's definitely tough, man. But I do gotta run, man. I'm gonna get back on later on today. So if you on, man, you know, you definitely gotta tap in and holler at me, man. We can talk some more if you ain't got nothing going on today.
No, I'm good. I mean, besides watching the clown fight, and and a little bit of the, I gotta watch this battles. This URL battle is coming up, so I'm definitely gonna watch that. But besides that,
okay,
you know, I'm chilling. So I definitely hop on with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go live like once that whole Jake Paul card happens. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can kind of talk as whatever is going down, and then go from there.
All right, that'll
appreciate
work.
you, my dude. I'll holler at you, man.
Yeah,
all right, brother.
All right, bro. Busy.